When was the last time you took a leap of faith, trusting that everything is going to work out? Do you crave growth, or are you merely content with the status quo? If you want more out of your life, out of your career, and out of your relationships, you are in the right place. Take the leap and discover how to create a life by design rather than living it by default. Real success starts with you. Now here's your host, Colleen Biggs.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Take the Leap. I am your host, Colleen Biggs, and we are on episode 199. Dun, dun, dun. We are building up to episode 200, and we have had an amazing lineup of guests for the last 5 guests on the show, bringing you just amazing content for you to apply these principles to your life and to your business. And today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Saskia Christian, who is the founder of Boost Through. And she's going to ask you the question, do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes? And you're like, Colleen, what do you mean? Do I have what it takes to do what? Do you have what it takes to go for that next promotion? To ask that girl to dance? To propose to the one and only, to risk it all and go and start your own business? Did you know you're already equipped to make the greatest impact in your life and the lives of others? But maybe today you're feeling that you're not. Maybe today you're feeling, I don't think I have what it takes. Well, we're going to switch that around for you and motivate and inspire you with knowledge and elevate you with resources so that you can understand that you are equipped to make the impact. And I'm excited to have Saskia Christian on today's show. But before we get to Saskia, I do want to thank our sponsor of today's show, Phoenix Drone Pros. At Phoenix Drone Pros, we love what we do and are passionate about each and every drone photography and video shoot. We've been in business since 2015, and our talent and skills show in the video production we deliver. We offer fast service for commercial real estate, with offering memorandums, movies, events, and construction site monitoring. We also provide drone virtual tours and trainings that are all the rage right now. These virtual tours are great for team building and entertainment. Contact us today at phoenixdronepros.com to schedule your shoot online or to get more information. We capture everything. We're now franchising, so reach out for information on how you can purchase your own drone company today. Thank you, Phoenix Drone Pros, for being the sponsor of our 199th episode. Let's get to Saskia. Saskia is an executive trainer, a trauma healing and resilience life coaching consultant, a motivational speaker, an international best-selling author of one of 5 compilation books with 17 plus years of corporate visionary leadership experience as a PMP certified chemical engineer and program manager leader in the high-tech sector. She's a reputable member of the Chandler Chamber of Commerce and Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs, from which she received Global Kindness Award. Congratulations, Saskia. That's amazing. She's the founder of Boost Through Life Coaching Services and a global award-winning Brains Magazine executive contributor. What, Colleen? Come on now. Dedicated to helping underestimated, misunderstood, and overlooked professionals and executives maximize their influential power for agenda buy-in and gain their power back for lasting, long-lasting, authentic, and triumphant living. Help me welcome Saskia Christian to today's show.
Yes, thank you so much, Colleen. It's always a joy to be on your platform. Just amazing. Leaping past boundaries. And I feel so like I just have it in me to do pretty much anything at this point.
Oh, I love
the
that.
things that I have overcome in my journey. And I'm here to tell the audience, people who are listening today, that you have already the deposit that you need to leap forward and grab hold of that authentic, triumphant life that you deserve. You deserve all of it.
It's a beautiful message to start today's show. Thank you for that, Saskia. Now, how does a chemical engineer turn executive trainer and motivational speaker? What did you learn in your journey that really pushed you to want to dive into this career path that you have today and motivating and empowering others through your resiliency coaching?
Yes, yes, yes. Brilliant question. I have to say that while I was working in the corporate sector as a chemical engineer, I would get all my deliverables and everything done, always, above and beyond, multitasking, delivering different projects, and all those things like, wow. But somehow I was limited by my own mindset. I was thinking all the time that I needed others to validate me before I can accomplish anything or before I can get the next promotion or this big task this with high visibility. But that was a lie. And so I spent all my life consumed in looking to how I can please others, being a sycophant. And wow, what a waste. Because if you know that you already have something golden, and pretty much the people who you're looking to, are looking at you all this time. You have all that gem and just go for it. And what's holding you back? What held me back? Self-confidence in knowing that state of empowerment, in knowing that I am capable of conquering anything, that there are no limitations, endless possibilities, and I have everything that I need. And I am here to tell you today, if you are thinking like I thought, it's time to stop. It's time to stop and grab hold of your life. We are running out of time. Time to stop and live the best version of yourself. Don't let anybody's opinion hold you back. We don't have time for that. The best is yet to come.
I'm so glad you said that, Saskia, because I really do believe that we're living in the end of times for sure. Anyone who's Christian would know based on readings and based on prophecy and based on leadership. And everyone that I've talked to, from bishops to prophets to pastors, have shared that we are definitely living in the end of times. And I love that you said we're running out of time. And maybe the question we need to ask the listeners is this: what have you always wanted to do? What is on your heart right now? Do you want to buy a business? I met a girl who, I should say woman, but she's so much younger. She's the age of my kids, so I called her a girl, but she's a young adult, and her husband want to buy a business. And she said, we're just going to figure it out and we're going to take the leap and I'm going to do it. And we're going to buy a business. She owns a business right now, but wants to buy another business that her husband can run. And I said, it is so much fun to dabble in the world of buying businesses, looking at opportunities maybe you never would have looked at before, taking these massive, huge leaps. Because in the end, if you fail, you fail, but you learned. And I have failed over and over and over again with programs I've released, with careers, I could just go on and on. There have been a lot of failures throughout my life, and those never changed my course. If anything, it just solidified that I was doing the right thing because it provided the right path once the failure happened. And God himself will say that we will always be faced with the most adversity during the time when we're on the right path, because that's when you want to be stopped. That's when everything is against you to stop you because you are doing such great things, right? That I would say that Satan doesn't want us to do those things that we're out here meant to do to make the greatest impact. So how did you do it, Saskia? That's the big question. A lot of people will say to themselves, well, that's great that you've been on the other side and you've gotten over that hurdle. How do I get over that hurdle? To some people, it might look like a smaller hurdle. For others, it might look like Mount Everest, and they are just spiraling. How do they get out of that spiral to understand I do have what it takes.
Yes. And like I said, we're limited by our own selves. So I had to get out of my own way. And it's people, believe it or not, people like you, Colleen, who basically reminded me of that, my talent potency and the capabilities that lie within me, and to challenge myself, regardless of all the negativities or whatever that's going on around me. And it's really nothing like failure, because it's really about success and learning opportunities along the way. And that's really the essence of resilience, when you can see lessons, take lessons, and you can take opportunities from those down moments. And the down moments are really just temporary, and they're here to really kick you along. And I must say, I have to say, in looking back, for the last 2 years, if it wasn't for a down moment where I lost my job in corporate America, I wouldn't even be doing these amazing things today. And when I look back, because you really do have to look back to really get a good perspective of where you are, how far you've come, and really what's your future trajectory, right? But when I look back, and I was like, wow, I'm here to say I'm an award-winning executive trainer. I just recently got a Visionary Leadership Global Award and an Author Icon Award. Now, I think those are very, very significant reminders of how powerful you really are. An individual, a professional really is. That erases all self-doubt. Can you imagine if people are telling you your entire life, whether it's professionally or personally, it's like, oh, you can only make it to this particular level. You can't go past there. Actually, they're speaking based on themselves, right? And they're imposing that on you. That's how they see themselves. Do not let other people's limitations dictate how far you go in this life and how your approach for conquering life. They don't deserve that. Do not give them that power. And that's the mistake that I have made. And I am here to tell you, we have no time to let others stop us from our dreams. And what clicked for me is when I continue to show up, I continue to press into crowds and to people who are really leading and just giving their best every day, regardless of what's going on, regardless of the challenge. And when I show up in the rooms and I get called, and that literally happened to me the other day, I was like, wow, I basically got called to a golden opportunity. I showed up there and something said, you should get dressed, Saskia, right? Put on something nice. Put on a nice jacket and so forth. It was Friday. And I went to this networking meeting. I wasn't even planning to go. And something said, go to this meeting. You don't want to miss this meeting. And I showed up there, and my grand opportunity was there, lying and waiting for me. It was mine. It was my moment, and no one was going to take it away. No one. So we all have that. We all have that in our lives, that particular moment where it's time to shine.
So what I hear you saying is, not only do we need to realize that we have what we're already equipped with, and it's time for us to do that, but you're saying we need to trust our inner knowing and those promptings that we receive to go somewhere, to talk to a specific person, to do something specific that could be a shift or a massive leap for us in our businesses, in our careers, in relationships. I think communication is so important when it comes to that. And not only communicating with others authentically, but communicating for ourselves out loud what we want to achieve for ourselves.
Yes, speak it. And that's one of the things you taught me as well. Speak it, vision board, draw it. And I remembered something I was telling my goal or whatever, and then our son, he pointed to the vision board I had in the study. He said, I believe that's the dollars that you're trying to get.
Mom, I believe those are the dollars, right?
How did you know? It was just right. It wasn't even like big, it was right there, like in the corner. He's like, I believe you already know that. That's the dollars you're trying to get. I was like, my goodness.
Yeah, he
I
knows. He
perceived it. He
sees it.
knows exactly what goes on, the vision. And so it's just the self-confidence is the start of everything. Well, self-confidence, you're already starting as a winner.
So how does your executive training that you do and being a life coaching consultant, how does that support those individuals in that belief? Because you really have to want it and then create a plan for it. But then the visualization is a huge step, but you must believe it as if it's already happened. Talk me through how you working with your clients, this has been possible.
Yes, yes. And I have to say it's a great one. I have a wonderful experience, or I had a wonderful experience recently where I had the opportunity of a lifetime to train firefighters or local firefighters in resiliency. What a gift. So when they showed up there, we have all different, ages, backgrounds of people, such a diverse crowd. And what I did, it clicked. I said, people don't want to hear any textbook, anything like that. They don't care about that. They want to know how is your success relatable to them in their journey. They want to feel as though that they can accomplish just the same and more than you have accomplished. So I said, I'll just tell my story at the beginning. That's what I did. And so I warmed up the crowd. I said, okay, this is me. This was me. And I described my mindset, who I was in corporate America. That yes, I was doing something great work, relevant work, but until I changed that mindset, right? And allowed myself to just be free in my thinking, right? No boundaries. That's when I discovered that potency. And that's when all opportunities under the sun came. And that's how I have a new name now. You see, you can keep doing any old thing, like working for next level, and all this stuff. But when purpose and calling and destiny, right? When that comes knocking is when you get out of your own way. And when you realize that you have the strengths and you have the superpowers already within you to apply for greatness, not just for you to excel and be excellent and be great, but for the community at large, the world, to be impacted by the goodness that only you can give. And so that's what I encouraged them from the beginning. I said, oh, well, now I'm as of 2 days ago, I got two global awards and they're clapping, yeah, but they don't understand why. It's not because I want to boast about myself. Please understand. It's to tell them that they are not ordinary, that they are extraordinary, and they need to think of themselves as special. And the worst thing that somebody can do to you is to tell you that you can go so far and no more. Stuck in a box is not for you. It's not for you. And so what I did, and it actually, I got after the session, the coordinator, he wrote to me and he said, they have never had anybody talk to them like that. And I said, it worked. I said, this is it. Because these are people on the front line. No better citizens than that need to be equipped with that type of thinking and mindset. Because they're giving their lives and they're sacrificing their lives for others in this world, for their safety. Right? So we can't send them into danger with that type of thinking. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I want that firefighter to have a vision that no matter what adversity they're up against, no matter what type of fire they're up against, that they're not going to hesitate to clear a house or clear an apartment or clear a building, that they're going to come find me if I'm stuck.
That's right. If they're holding back, then guess what? You have no life.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because just not too long ago, if everyone remembers, every year we celebrate 9/11. And every year when we celebrate 9/11, we spend a moment in silence for all of these amazing heroes that lost their lives saving other individuals. And many of them were able to save so many people, ordinary people like you and I, Saskia,
Absolutely.
extraordinary people,
Yes.
I should say, like you and I, before they lost their lives. And they didn't hesitate for a second to go in and do what they knew was possible for them to save as many lives as possible. I would not want the men and women on our front lines second guessing themselves, second guessing what's possible, second guessing their belief that they truly are an extraordinary person and can do the impossible with God's guidance, right? And
Yes.
that for me is so crucial. And I'm so happy to hear that you were able to motivate this group of firefighters, because it has to wear on them just as it wears on us as entrepreneurs day in and day out. There are those days where you feel tired or exhausted, or am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Is this next move and investment that I'm making going to pay off? They have to ask themselves those same questions. Is going into this building going to pay off for me to get out the maximum number of individuals and save the maximum number of lives? We all have to answer those questions for ourselves in so many different ways. Is marrying this individual going to bring me the life that I desire, all the way down to a relationship? Is starting a family going to be the right decision for me today? Right? And I'm so glad you brought that up, because when we celebrate 9/11, we not only sit in silence for all of those that lost their lives that day without cause, but we celebrate the heroes that changed families' lives by rescuing their loved ones.
Yes. Oh, yes.
At the risk of their own.
Yes. I think about the sacrifices, how volatile life is. And for some reason, I had a lot of reminders. This particular 9/11 anniversary, months before of that day, I was rehashing it. I didn't know why I was called to do that, but I was watching just the clips of the movie, the plane situation, was happening. And I was like, wow, we really don't know. We have no control. We have no control over our lives. Most of us walk around thinking that somehow there's some spirit of entitlement and we have control. You have no control at all. No control at all. So we are to make the best and count it as a huge gift to be here. And when you show up with relevance, like you belong. Like literally do something, like show up and take space and make an impact, because you never know. You may not be a firefighter on the front line, but technically you are on the front lines.
Yeah.
Because if you have to encourage someone who may be thinking, should I live today or should I make it another day? Should I commit suicide or should I not? And you are the only person that may be interfacing with them before they go home by themselves. Think about that.
I love that you said that, because the saying, if you want to get a laugh, show God your plan, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I believe truly deep down in my soul that if you're still on this earth, it's for the purpose that you're not done. You're not done with what you need to teach, who you need to guide for others, the example you need to set, the words you need to say. If we are still here, we are not done. When our time is done and we've done what we were here to do, that is our expiration date. In my mind, these are all of my opinions, but I believe it deep in my heart that if you're still here, it's for a purpose. So why waste it? Why not do what it takes? Why not tap in to that resiliency? Because you need resiliency to do what you're saying about equipping ourselves to make that greatest impact. So share with us, Saskia, how can an executive, someone in the corporate space, how can they reach out to you and get in contact with you so that they can talk about bringing you in to talk to a group of their executives or employees, or maybe an individual that works in corporate America, and individually they are looking for this executive coaching that's going to help them get to where they need to get to in their career? Because just like all of us, we've had coaches along the way, consultants, mentors helping us, guiding us, teaching us. We don't know what we don't know. And if you're feeling some fear or you're in your own way, it takes an expert to help you understand how to get out of your own way. Right, Saskia?
Absolutely. You definitely do need, and I'm glad that you asked that question. We at Boost Through, a multi-platform life transformation coaching service dedicated to helping executives and professionals overcome their adversities, overcome their mindset limitations, and become the best version of themselves for authentic living so they can truly lead authentically and with success. Bring everybody along with that. Now, we want to hear from you. And so you can reach out at boostthrough.com/contact. You can just have a conversation with me, 30 minutes. Let me understand. Let us understand how we can help you take it to another level where you can have thriving staff, you can thrive, you can have that innovation excellence and productivity that your company, your corporation absolutely needs.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with the human component.
Starts with the people. You strengthen the people, you strengthen the company. You strengthen the people, you strengthen the numbers. It's not about working on the budget and the numbers. You strengthen the people and the rest will take care of itself.
Absolutely right. We are not here to waste time, and the people who are employed at your corporation, they're not there to waste time.
Mm-hmm.
Have invested in them, or else they wouldn't even be there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So why not try to understand and learn the tools, the resources, the strategies by which you can actually have them fully plugged in, engaged, focus for the best outcome for everyone.
I love that. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Saskia. And I just want to remind all of our listeners out there, you're the only you that's ever been. You're the only you that will ever be. There isn't anyone with your soul, your footprint, your fingerprint, your DNA. You are you. And there is nobody else like you. So for number one, try to stop being like everybody else. Stop trying to emulate someone else or act like them, because everybody's taken. So all you need to do is work on you. Focus on you. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Comparing yourself to others. That is usually what will keep you stuck. And in today's culture with social media and the way that we have everything thrown at us so quickly, it can become very overwhelming. And mental health is on the rise.
Yes. And I have to say one thing.
Yes.
Community, because you mentioned about competition, community over competition. When you start thinking like that, you're forced to look within and compare yourself against yourself, because that's what it is. That is what moves the needle forward, right? How am I versus my best self, my best performing self as a leader? How am I doing? It's not what John Brown or Jane is doing on the other side. They have their own assignment. They have their own target. You can never be them and they can never be you. You're wasting your time by focusing on the things. It's a distraction. Let's get out of our way. Let's get all those distractions out of the way right now, today. Make a commitment to thyself.
Beautiful. Thank you, Saskia. You can find Saskia on LinkedIn as well. For any of you that are on LinkedIn, at Saskia Christian, as well as on Instagram at Boost Through. And as she mentioned, you can book a call with her or find out more information at boostthrough.com/contact. We have all of that at your fingertips. And Saskia, I just want to thank you again today for equipping us on how we can tap into the greatest power of ourselves to make the greatest impact, not only in our lives, but in the lives of others, because that is our calling. That is why we're here. And if you are still here and you are listening to this on this earth, it's your time for that calling. So I'm going to encourage you to connect with Saskia on LinkedIn, make contact with her on her website, follow her on YouTube and on Instagram. That way you can stay in her sphere and feel motivated and inspired on a daily. Thank you, Saskia.
Your time to shine. Thank you.
It's your time to shine. All right, Saskia, thank you all for joining us today and being loyal listeners. And until next time, let's get ready for episode 200. Don't forget, be you and be strong. Bye-bye for now.
Bye. Awesome.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery, where you learned the tools to create a life by design. Remember, you are the only you there is, and you are the only you that will ever be. Be you and be strong, because you are brilliant, and the world needs you at your best. We cannot wait for you to join us again next time.